fellow GeekTubers, welcome back to my channel here on the Fandom Clan. I am Mary B. Rose, and today I am doing something a little bit different. If you just want to skip my vlog ramblings because you're here strictly for the DIY, that's totally fine. I have a link down below that you guys can click on and just skip straight ahead. Recently, there was an event that happened here in the United States. I know I have a lot of international viewers, and you probably heard about it. It was the Orlando shooting, and that is an event that actually hits home with me because not only is it in my country, but I'm also a part of the LGBT community. I am vlogging. I wanted to talk just a little bit about that, and I'm also doing a pansexual pride bow because I'm openly pan, and hence why this event sort of hits me hard. I wanted to take a minute to address the fact that you have a lot of groups, news media, who will start ranting and raving that the world's going to hell in a handbasket, that it's on the downward spiral, and I want to say that even though these things have happened and they hit close to home and they're very tragic, I don't think humanity is on a downward spiral. I really am an optimist. I truly believe that there are more good people than there are bad people. And when something like this happens, when 9/11 happened, when the bombing in France happened, when anything like this happens, and then the Orlando shooting, it does make me stop and think, what if my family had been there? What if it had been one of my close friends? But on the whole, in the bigger picture, I think that there are still more good people than bad. It took one man to take down all these good people, and then even after all three of these incidents I mentioned, where so many good people come to the front lines and try to do right. What I wanted to say, what I felt was really important with my voice in my community is, yes, when you see these things, it's really scary, and it can give you reason to think that the world is scary. I would like to see more people not focusing on the negative in the media and focus on the good. Yes, this bad thing did happen, but just in my valley, I know of several candlelight vigils that occurred where people were grouping together, communities were coming together. My husband's co-worker was forming, she was in charge of the vigil and the fundraiser, and she's just an amazing person, and there's so many people like her. To me, that proves that there are more good people on the planet. The media chooses to focus on the negative, but I still believe that more good occurs on this planet than bad. And I believe that if more people believe that, that is the world we'll create. And there's always going to be bad people. There's always going to be that one bad apple in the bunch who goes out there and does these horrific things, or these small isolated groups. But I don't feel that that represents the whole of humanity. I just don't. And I think that you should not let this stand in the way. If you are a part of the LGBT community like I am, don't let that stand in the way of hiding who you are. I realize in some parts of the world that it can actually be dangerous or detrimental to your safety. So exercise discretion. You can conform outwardly to keep yourself safe, but inwardly you don't have to conform to what everybody else tells you is normal. I apologize for this video going probably a little bit longer than I thought it would, but this was, like I said, something that really kind of gets me emotional, and I felt like I needed to talk about that. So I'm going to move into my DIY, because this weekend for us in Arizona, in northern Arizona, I always attend Pride in the Pines because my wife and I, our first date 6 years ago was at Pride in the Pines, and this is when I was coming out and I first identified with being bisexual, and now I identify with being pansexual. And if you guys want me to make a video about that and a video about like pansexuality and all that, I can do that, but I'm making this little DIY bow today, and so with that we'll get into our craft. Thanks for listening, guys.